Hello and welcome to the channel and welcome to another Lost reaction. This is season 1 episode 19 and it's called Deus Ex Machina. In the last episode I left it rather in the air because I didn't know quite what to make of it. It was very focused on Hurley. So what did we learn? Well, we learned he's very family orientated, very humble, and he won the lottery with cursed numbers. And I can't find anything on these numbers that mean anything at all. I'm not a mathematician or really very good at maths, so and I can't look up on the interweb because I'm going to get redirected to Lost spoilers, aren't I? Because the sequence is kind of tied into the series. So I've only got my own brain power to work on that, and it's not enough. It's way not big enough. So I don't know what it means, but I'm going to be watching out for these numbers individually and as a sequence. Although I think it's the actual sequence of numbers that's cursed, not the individual numbers themselves. And boy, was that curse convincing. I mean, it did. The episode did ram it home that the numbers were definitely cursed. I can't think of any other word for it. They are cursed. Lenny went mad. Rousseau has probably gone mad. The guy in Australia went into that fatal accident and then bad luck followed him until he took his own life. And then Hurley wins the lottery and bad luck happens to him, and my God did it pile up, even to the point where he was making more money off of the bad luck that was occurring to other people around him. I'm sure that's what the accountant was implying, that, you know, a box company that he had shares in had burnt down, killing people, but because of the insurance payout Hurley ended up even richer than before. So he can't even get rid of the money to break the curse. It's an albatross around his neck almost. That really does swing this series into, well, new territory, suspected new territory, because we already knew that there was something weird going on. But as of yet, we haven't had anything tangible to actually say, yes, definitely, that is supernatural or whatever. Even the Walt thing, you know, it could be coincidence. You can't really. We didn't have any clear cut explanation of that. But now, it's getting harder and harder to ignore the supernatural element, but it's subtle and I like it. I wasn't sure about it. I wasn't sure whether I was like Lost when I first started it. People trapped on an island, having to build a community. It's very 100. And that's a series I got bored with, because there's only so far you can go with that sort of storyline. But now we've got this supernatural element and these mysteries, and it's suddenly become a whole lot more than what I first thought it would be. Does that make sense? Not entirely sure. So the signal, the numbers were sent as a radio signal 16 years ago, picked up by Rousseau's ship, which caused it to crash, picked up by Lenny on his radio, and presumably by the guy in Australia. For how long beforehand had it been transmitting? and it's definitely South Pacific. So we know that the location of the island is a physical, geographical location somewhere in the South Pacific. We're not entirely sure where. It's a big place out there with not much land, lots and lots of little islands. So the chances of them being actually rescued by accident are very remote. But Hurley managed to get the battery. Can't for the life of me remember why they wanted the battery. Was it for the for communications? Was it to try and track something? I can't remember, but I'm sure I'll be reminded at some point. Yeah, and the biggest question of all, as Hurley said to the French girl, French woman, it's hardly a girl, the biggest mystery, as Hurley said to Rousseau, there's a thing out there that could be a pissed off giraffe, but why is no one investigating it? Something I've been saying for a while now. Why is no one concerned about this thing? Because that weren't no polar bear. And that's probably the thing that John Locke has seen all that time ago and won't say anything. You know what? There's a community. There's enough of them have seen enough eerie and strange things for them to, if they all told their story, they could get a much clearer picture of what the hell is going on. But because none of them want to speak, or personal conflicts or embarrassment or shame or whatever, none of them want to speak about their past or what they've seen even once they got to the island. Even Sawyer was closed-minded, tight-lipped about the voices that he heard in the jungle when talking to Saeed. None of them want to talk to each other. I mean, we're getting all these backstories, but they're not. And even when Hurley, opened up to Charlie, or at least attempted to, Charlie didn't even believe him. So I'm not going to be able to not call Hurley, even though his real name's Hugo. And boy, did I get that wrong. I thought Hurley was going to be like a computer programmer or a mathematician. Someone whose name would be well known, but whose face might not be. I thought that's why he was using a nickname on the island, so that no one would connect his real name. But I was wrong about that. I don't know why he's using the name Hurley. I think it might be something to do with the fact that he was in a mental institute. I think that was implied. At first I wasn't sure whether he was a past nurse or a porter there, or whether he was actually an inmate. But when Charlie called him crazy, and Hurley's response, I'm not crazy, I'm not insane, that just made me think, yeah, he was definitely a patient. So, Deus Ex Machina, a cure-all, a thing that explains everything. Really, I think that this is gonna be a big episode red herring, because we're not going to get any explanation this early on, and an explanation that explains everything we are definitely not going to get this early on. So Deus Ex Machina, this is a red herring. But is it going to be an interesting red herring? An interesting diversion? Whose story are we going to go back into seeing? I'm hoping John. I'm hoping John Locke, because I want to know more about his injury. How he ended up in a wheelchair. Because he said it had been 4 years, so it was obviously an accident or something like that. he definitely wasn't born that way. I don't see who else it can be now. I can't. I wanted to do this quickly so that I can get 2 out at the same time because of how I left the last episode. Oh yeah, Russo's traps. Yeah, they were quite awesome. Russo really does not want anyone messing around in her business, does she? I wonder what she's hiding in there. Because you wouldn't set a trap up like that just to cover your tracks. That was meant for humans. That was deliberately set up after she knew that there was other people on the island, because she didn't want people messing around with her stuff. So I wonder what her stuff contains. More maps, more number sequences. And why was that number printed on the side of whatever the thing is that John and Boone are investigating? And how is that investigation going? We haven't seen much of that lately. They seem to have gone cold on that one.
2, 1.
Whoa, you broke the trebuchet. And I don't think it made a mark on the thing. Not
This was supposed to work. This was supposed to work.
What does that mean? That his legs going paralysed again? Yep.
So we're just gonna build another one of your inventions. Hope it works this time.
That's right.
What if it doesn't?
Then the island will tell us what to do.
What's that?
The island?
Get back there. Salvage those pieces.
Why is she following? Oh my god.
Please.
Why are you following me?
I'm sorry.
Who are you?
I'm your mother.
What?
Look, I don't mean to be rude. What do you want from me?
I want to tell you that you're special. Very special. You're part of a design. You do realize that, don't you?
Part of a
Our
design?
meeting, me finding you. This is a sign of things to come. Oh, John. Don't you understand? You don't have a father.
Eh?
You were immaculately conceived.
What? What?
We're supposed to find this, right? We're supposed to open it, right? Then tell me something, John.
Why can't
If we're
we?
supposed to open it, then why the hell haven't we opened it yet?
Perhaps you're opening the wrong bit.
The island will send us a sign.
The island will send us a sign.
All that's happening now is our faith is being tested, our commitment. But we will open it. The island will show us how.
What kind of sign will the island send us? Huh, John?
Plane. Oh my god.
Did you see that?
Teresa falls up the stairs. Teresa falls down the stairs. Teresa falls up the stairs. Teresa falls down the stairs. Teresa falls up the stairs. Teresa falls down the stairs.
No, please.
Teresa falls up the stairs.
What the hell?
Back, huh?
What the hell? Gotta write that down. So I take it. Oh, yellow beetle, red beetle, red beetle, yellow beetle.
John Locke. I'm Anthony Cooper's son.
Mr. Cooper doesn't have a son.
Tell him I don't want anything.
She said I didn't have a father, that I was immaculately conceived.
Yeah, sounds silly, doesn't it? Yes.
Really? Well, I guess that makes me God, huh?
I didn't even know you existed until a year after you were born. She told me she wasn't even gonna have the baby, did you? You wanna go hunting?
No.
I'd like that. Yeah, I'd like that very much.
So that's where you learnt hunting.
I had a dream last night.
I asked for a sign. Then I saw a plane crash, a Beechcraft right out there. It was a dream, but it was the most real thing I've ever experienced.
Teresa falls up the stairs, Teresa falls down the stairs.
Oh, that does resonate.
The dream. How would you know about that?
I don't know, Boone, but we're supposed to go to this place.
That looked an old plane as well, so... Is there an even older wreckage out there with no one survived or something? Or they survived but they've since died?
I was gonna ask you how this was going, but it's coming together fast.
Oh,
Someone from camp hiked all the way out here?
no.
Nope.
This is an older settlement. Not that much older though. Oh dear.
What is this?
It's a dialysis machine. My kidney's failing. Damn doctors say I need a transplant.
When?
Tomorrow, if it were up to me. I'm on the donor list. But I'm an old man and it's a long list.
Well, I think you just found yourself a donor. Oh god, this was a setup.
Dialysis will be fine for a while. I didn't tell you for this exact reason.
What kind of money is that?
Nigerian naira.
What is a Nigerian priest doing in an island in the South Pacific?
Nothing good.
Sure, he's a priest.
Disguised as one.
That's it. Let's go back. I'm fine. No, you're not. Let me get you back to Jack.
Jack wouldn't know the first thing about what's wrong with me.
So what is wrong with you? Just tell him.
We gotta... No. What is wrong with you? You crazy?
What? I know it sounds crazy. 4 weeks ago, I wouldn't have believed it myself, but you and I are here for a reason.
Okay, yeah, he does sound like a madman.
To find something that's going to help us get into the hatch. I know it.
That's not funny.
See, what the hell is so funny?
Oh wow. It's like Dakota or something. I don't know planes. I've no idea. Yeah,
You can still change your mind.
of course. It was a setup for the dialysis. We knew this.
Boone, what do you see? Boone!
Wanna know what's in your damn plane, Locke?
Twinkies. No.
Here's your sign.
Immaculate. Oh, it's heroin. Shit. Charlie will be happy.
The drug smugglers, Locke. Heroin, that's all that's in here.
Yep. The island's not going to like you trying to communicate with the outside world.
Boone! Boone, get out!
Mayday, mayday.
Boone, there's no time! Get out now!
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Flight 815.
Oh, sugar. Gee. Oh. His legs carried him all the way through the jungle for Boone.
What happened? There was an accident. Boone fell off a cliff out near the place we were hunting.
Where is he?
Mr. Cooper checked out this afternoon. He went back home. He's under private care.
That doesn't make any
Sense, no. Why aren't you in private?
Leave me a message.
Wow, that's cold.
It was his idea.
Yes, I knew it would be. Knew it was a setup all along.
You wouldn't do this to me.
Yeah, he has, and he did, and he would. Not in that order.
You wouldn't do this to me.
Oh my god, now he's going to have a car accident because he's emotional.
I've done everything you wanted me to do, so why did you do this to me?
So what is it? What's in there? Oh, come on! You can't do that. Okay then, a John Locke episode. Not the John Locke episode I was expecting to see. But, oh my god, it was horrible. Wow, that is cold. That is mean. No wonder John's... Well, no wonder John's what? John's not weak. John's strong. John's determined. So that was a turnaround in his life. Again, I'm left not knowing exactly quite what to make of that episode. What I'm supposed to take from it, or what I have taken from it. Just that John Locke's father was a horrible, horrible person. And I didn't know that John Locke had actually spent his life in foster, or his childhood in foster homes. So that was a revelation. And then we have the whole thing with the plane, and John Locke having a premonition in his dream, or is it a premonition? Precognition? Whatever you call it, he saw things in his dream that he shouldn't have known. And then boom, bad things happen to people that try and get to the outside. I'm dreading what's going to happen to Michael when he finishes the raft. I mean, fate has already seen to it that one raft gets burnt down. What happens if he actually sets sail on it? It's not going to go well. Boone tries to contact the outside world and suffers a serious accident. And then right at the end, a light comes on in the metal container thing that they've been investigating. And then it ends. What's all that about? What's in there? What's in there that needs a light inside? Is it a machine? Is it a capsule? We're still no closer to figuring it out. I don't know. It's another one of those. I'm going to have to leave it until next week to find out what I thought of that. I mean, you're going to have to find out in a week's time. I don't even know what I'm going to say next week, but okay then, it is what it is. I'm going to leave it like that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Till then, take care, bye bye. It was the numbers.